everyone. Good morning. Thanks for joining us back in familiar surroundings ahead of tomorrow's meeting with the USA at Wembley Stadium. Anton, we'll begin with you.
Good morning, both.
Morning.
Morning.
First off, Sarina, it's that relentless time of the season, so just wondering how the squad is going into the game.
Yeah, the squad is good. So everyone's on the pitch. Also, Mea's on the pitch, Laetitia, non-contact today, but looking good.
Just a question about Maya. How does that work? She obviously played the full game against Chelsea. Sort of concussion's always one of those complicated sort of things that's supposed to diagnose, but how difficult, how sensitive is it to sort of, kind of treat her and make sure she isn't rushed back?
No, she's not rushed back. After the game, she had headache, so then it's all to the medical team. Then she went into the concussion protocol, so we're really following this protocol, and every day she has done really well, and she'll be assessed again today. And what's also part of that protocol is that a neutral person, a neutral doctor, will finalize that protocol so she can progress into full training sessions and then play.
England USA doesn't need any extra hype, and yet it feels like we've got more because of a return of a certain head coach in Emma Hayes. How much are you looking forward to the game and also sort of going head-to-head against her?
Yeah, well, it's really exciting. Of course, we play at Wembley. There are going to be like 85,000 people, I think. We're playing USA, won the Olympics, #1 of the world. Emma Hayes there, where we used to collaborate, and now we're opponents. Well, still in the football world, we're actually one family, but we're absolutely competing tomorrow. So I'm just really looking forward to that.
Yeah, Emma says you're friends. Is it quite nice to take on your friends and sort of a bit of rivalry like that?
Yeah, well, it's a fact, and yes, well, I think with friends it's the same now. When we're playing USA, when we play the Netherlands, you really want to beat your friend, even more maybe than it's not your friend.
And you sit next to the most competitive person I think I've ever met as well. So you must be absolutely chomping at the bit for this one, Lucy.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know Sarina had friends.
Oh, thank you.
We're really excited to play the US. I think as long as I've been an England player, it's been one of the most exciting games to play in. We always play them in big occasions. There seems to be a rivalry that's been, blossomed out of nowhere over the past kind of decades. And we know no matter what players show up, what players are on the pitch, who the manager is even, it's such a competitive, high-level game.
Obviously, we talked previously about the ups and downs that England have been through form-wise as they build up to the Euros. How important is this game to kind of to show where England are?
I think it's a good level because of the fact that the US have just won the Olympic gold medal. I think it takes a lot to win a tournament. Obviously, we know that. The Olympics is... To win the Olympics, you have to be intense, you have to be ruthless, you have to have the crazy mentality. I think that sums up the USA perfectly. So if we can go toe-to-toe with a team like that, see the mentality that it takes, learn from any mistakes that we make in the game, maybe learn from them, push ourselves, and show what we're capable of as well, show what we can do against a top team like that. It's going to put us in very good stead for the next kind of 6 to, 8 months, however long the Euros is away.
Congratulations, by the way, shortlisted again for the FIFA Best Award. I know you've obviously won it previously, but is it nice when you get these kind of things, kind of a reward for what you've achieved and the consistency you've shown over the last 12 months?
I mean, of course, it's always nice to be nominated for individual awards. I think it says a lot about also the teams that I've played in, and we've always played in quite successful teams, and just tried to add to that and pull out big performances when the team needs it. And if that gets you nominated for awards, then obviously I'm happy with that. But I think, last season for me, the most exciting thing was, winning Champions League as a team, winning all the trophies with Barcelona. I think they were more important to me than a nomination, but I'm obviously very humble and very grateful for it.
Thanks, both.
Thanks, Anton. We'll go across to Emma.
Hi, both. Just, Lucy, I'll stay with you on that. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about the coaches, about Sarina, about Emma this week. I just wonder, from your point of view, how would you describe Sarina's management style? How would you describe working with her?
I mean, I think a lot of people speak about Sarina as a coach and a manager. I think she's been quite good at coming into England and setting a calmness, making sure that players are confident on the pitch. I think it's nice when you have that confidence in your players, but the manager as well. You know, she's always got a door open that you can speak to her. She likes to be challenged sometimes, but I think she's very honest. I think that really works well for this team, is having that honesty to tell you, you know, we need to push on, we need to change this, we need to do that, and being very open-minded. I think that's, you know, part of the reason we did so well at the Euros and why we've always done well under Sarina.
And obviously these games are all to prepare you to defend European title next summer. You said to Sarina that you weren't going to retire, you were going to be at Euro 2025. Is that something that has kind of been the underlying drive for this season? Is that the ultimate aim, to get yourself to Switzerland and to perform at that level?
I think my drive is just winning every game that I play in, regardless of my age or where I'm at in my career. I still think I'm performing at the highest level that I can. And yeah, I want to be part of the England team for as long as possible, and Sarina's obviously the manager, it's up to her. But I think if I can keep my level high, playing at Chelsea, playing at England, then I don't see why, you know, I can't have that end goal of playing in the Euros and trying to win the Euros again with England. But yeah, I mean, my goal and my drive is the same as it has been for the last 33 years.
And Sarina, just on Lucy and what she's done for English football and what she's obviously done under you so far, how would you describe her as a player to work with, and I suppose that longevity of the high level that obviously Lucy's played at for such a long time?
Yeah, I think Lucy's maybe the most competitive player I've ever worked with. And I've worked with many, many competitive players. Also, a player who has an incredible game understanding, but oversees the picture too. So sees more than just her own thing, and she's so helpful to every other player on the pitch, but also towards us. And what you see, like her physicality in the game, is just really great too. So she's an amazing and very, very important player for our team.
We've obviously spoken a lot over the last couple of camps about building and learning and preparing as a whole for obviously the Euros. Just wonder how much of that is balancing in terms of maybe trying out new things, but also trying to build some momentum as well.
Yeah, of course, tomorrow, you're talking mostly about tomorrow. We had 4 games, and we said 4 friendly games. We put ourselves in that opportunity last summer, so I think that's really great. And again, we're building with the team. We're trying to adapt to the changes of the game, trying to improve our game and different things. And tomorrow, yeah, we have our game plan ready, and we want to perform at our very best in the game plan we have and our general things that we have in our style of play. And of course, we're going out there to play and win.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks, Emma. Yep, we'll go across to Catherine.
Oh.
I had just a question for Lucy. You talk about the rivalry with the US and kind of how that's developed over the last few years, and I know there's obviously a great level of respect between England and the US, as well as that rivalry in terms of England have maybe looked at the US in the past as the country that's kind of set the standards, and obviously England now having won a tournament, you know, are a team that like to do that as well and kind of use their platform in the way the US have done in previous years.
What was the question?
Just, yeah, the respect between kind of England and the US.
Yeah, I mean, as much as there's a rivalry, I think there is that level of respect. I think you get that when you have a rivalry, when 2 teams or any 2 people even as well, you get to the highest level. I think you understand what it takes to get there. I think as an English team, we've always understood that the US have had to do so much to get to where they are. They then are such a great team, both on the pitch and off the pitch, whether that's individuals or as a collective. I think that's something that we really admire of them, and something that I think they've inspired us to do as an England team after winning the Euros. You know, kind of watching what they did and trying to change women's soccer in America, and that we had that opportunity in England as well. And I think we kind of both now bounce off each other in that respect off the pitch, which again is something that Sarina just said about, you know, we're friends, we're rivals, we're a community, but at the same, like, we still want to beat each other. I think that's the great thing about our game. And yeah, with England and America, it's always that high level of rivals, but respect.
Thanks, Catherine. Yep, we'll go to Charlotte.
Hi, Sarina. You said these are friendlies, you want to experiment, try out things. What specifically do you want to experiment with tomorrow?
Yeah, what I said, we want to develop our style of play. We want to add things to our game. We have to add things to our game to be at the top level. And that's what we're going to try tomorrow. I'm not going to explain the tactical plan, because we don't want to make everyone wiser than at this moment. But yeah.
Regardless of the result then, what does success look like for you tomorrow?
That we have our plan, that as a team we understand our plan and we execute that as good as possible at our highest level. And then the chance of winning the game is the highest I'm convinced of. That's basically what it is.
Thank you. Lucy, congrats on your FIFA Best Award. One name which is missing, which is perhaps overlooked, is Georgia Stanway. Are you surprised by that? And given how consistent she has been for club and country?
Yeah, I mean, Georgia's been so consistent for so many years, I think. Not even just this year, but when I think about the Euros and the players that really were, are some of our best players, our best performers, were probably like the likes of Kira and Georgia. I think their work in the England team goes unnoticed all the time, to be honest, because the media likes to focus on the goal scorers or these individual moments where you have these players who turn up week in, week out and do the job that they're being asked to do and give 100%. And I think that's Georgia Stanway. I'm so lucky that I get to play next to her when we play at England, because I know that I can rely on her probably more than anyone. But yeah, I mean, she's doing really well, and I think for Georgia, and for any player, getting nominated for awards is fantastic, but I think if you're appreciated by your own team and your teammates, that'll mean more to you than anything. I think Georgia knows that. I know in the Bayern Munich team, the players there absolutely love her. In the England team as well, we all appreciate her and know exactly what she's capable of. And, even against our last game against, or second last game against Germany, scoring goals and stuff like that. I think for Georgia, that's the most important thing, is playing well, and that's what she's doing.
Thanks, Lucy.
And Charlotte, any final questions? Yes, Michael.
Hi, Sarina. Ahead of a friendly game, how much tactical preparation do you do on the opposition? Do you treat it exactly as you would a competitive game, or is it more focusing on yourselves?
No, we approach it similar, friendly game or competitive game. We did have an extra day now because we play on Saturday, so we had the opportunity to do some more tactical things, and we really like that because we don't have that much time with the team.
And a question for both of you, is playing against the US stylistically a different challenge from playing against a top European team?
I think it's, of course, we know it's very physical. In the US, they can play very transitional, but I think under Emma, they started playing with a little more patience. But we do know that, and that's what you hear, of course, that what we see in the competition, when most of the players that play in that competition in the USA, it's very physical, it's very athletic. There's so much pace in the game, so we're aware of that. So that those are the extra details that we are prepared for.
Thanks, Michael. We'll finish with Rachel, just at the front. Thank you.
Thanks both. A bit of a newsier question, but this weekend, obviously, they've renamed the Overground Lioness line for the first time. You might have people traveling to this match on a Lioness line in London. Is it exciting to know that there's an entire tube line now named after this squad?
Do you know what that is?
Lioness line.
Yeah.
Walk on line.
No, the trains. The trains.
Oh, okay. Oh, I knew that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for your explanation. No, of course, that's great. It says a lot that what the team has done over the years, and I think, of course, that it really helped that we became European champions. So that's something that comes with performing at the highest level. And so what we have to keep doing is keep performing at the highest level, improving our game all the time, and hopefully stay successful. Then more things like this will happen.
I know Emma was speaking about some of her kind of younger players, her emerging players coming in and seeing this as a test coming in basically to somebody else's house for the first time or one of the first times. Does that make it a bit more fun for you, sort of knowing that you're also setting that tone, that atmosphere, and kind of setting a test for another team?
Yeah, of course. It's I think they bring in younger players too, so that's their first experience, and to play in Wembley for 85,000 people, I think that's an incredible experience for us, but of course for them too. And indeed, it's our home.
Thank you.
Thanks all. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thanks.